Hello, I am your host of Blog Talk Radio's James Balish Talks Wrestling. I am James Balish, and what I want to tell you about this episode of Balish James here on YouTube.com/BalishJames is that if you could check out some of my radio shows, which I will be posting on Facebook weekly, maybe sometimes monthly. Whenever I can get guests on that show on Blog Talk Radio, I will let you all know on Facebook. I'll let the public know by giving a link, time, and date 4 to 5 days, 2 to 3 days in advance before the show starts, so that you have more time to tell your friends and your friends and your friends and your friends, and it can build up more popularity and more publicity. Not big publicity, but publicity nonetheless. And it's a great show. I talk about East Coast Pro Wrestling, which is an indie show, independent show. I talk about WWE, TNA, WCW, WWF / WWE of the Attitude Era, Monday Night Wars. I talk about all kinds of things that's wrestling. I also talk about what is it? I also talk, sometimes I may talk about music constantly on my show. Maybe not constantly, like every time, but every few times. If I can just fit one, maybe 2 music clips into the show, I will become a music DJ in that one episode if I can, depending on how long the guest is. I mean, I really don't mind how long the guest is, but I'm letting you know right now, however long the guest is determines if I will be playing music, because music isn't always the number one thing. The number one thing for me, because I'm more of a talk show / interviewer on my radio show. So whenever I get guests, I will be asking them questions. I'll ask them at least 4 or 5, maybe 6, 7 questions, and if they want, if it's okay with them, you guys can call into the radio show with the number I will also give out on that link status that I will give out on my Facebook whenever the shows are. And you can call that number in, and once I put you in live, you can ask the wrestler that question. Just don't cut him off mid-sentence, otherwise when you listen to it, you won't be able to hear the answer he gave you. So, in final closing, I am your host of Blog Talk Radio's James Balish Talks Wrestling, James Balish. And I'll be listening to you, I hope to be listening to you guys on another episode of Blog Talk Radio tomorrow night at 6, maybe 6:30. I'll let you know on Facebook. Like I said, I'll let you know on Facebook. It's either 6 or 6:30. I'll have East Coast Pro Wrestling's ECPW's Robbie Rebel and Mark Static on the air to do a show about their East Coast Pro Wrestling ECPW Long Island Championship match that they're having August 25th at the Shirley Bingo Hall in Shirley, New York, for the event called Caged Heat, which will also have a steel cage match between Carmine Camacho and Chris Envy. So stay tuned. Stay tuned on Facebook for the link for the Robbie Rebel show, which is Robbie Rebel and Mark Static show, which is happening tomorrow night at around 6, maybe 6:30. I'll give you the link on Facebook. Keep your eyes peeled. I'll give you the time, date, and the link. And tomorrow is only for wrestlers, so don't call in. Don't call in until I let you know when the show is when their portion of the show is over. And no personal calls whatsoever about anyone, or prank calls whatsoever. It's matter of fact for wrestling only, that radio show. And I am monitoring every call. So make sure it's clean. Make sure it's not about anyone's personal well-being, and I will let you on the air. And make sure it's not a prank call, and I'll let you on the air. Alright, final closing. Again, the show is going to be tomorrow at 6:30 with Robbie Rebel and Mark Static to talk about their ECPW Long Island Championship match happening August 25th at the Shirley Bingo Hall in Shirley, New York. So I hope to see most of you there. And I gotta say bye. See ya.